Good evening, everybody. This is Jordan Sather coming to you live at about 5 p.m. on Friday, February 22nd, 2022. And in this video, we're going to do the Q brief, and we've got about 30 posts to go through. We're going to go through most of Q's drops from yesterday and all the ones that we have so far today. But first, before we get there, I want to talk to you, show you a couple of hit pieces we have, and then actually something very interesting. So check this out. Fox News contributor Sarah Carter asked live about QAnon. Somebody got this on camera. It's about 45 seconds long, uploaded it on YouTube. I found it on Twitter as well. The link, if you want to watch this video, is already down below. And Sarah Carter was actually discussing Q to this audience. She jokingly began saying that she's asked all the time if she is Q. She said she's not Q, and then she actually gave a fantastic description to this audience of exactly what Q is. Much unlike the rest of the mainstream media that just laugh it off and call it conspiracy. Even the MC of this event kind of jokingly called it a conspiracy, but she straight up said, no, we're getting a lot of these drops on this anonymous online board on the internet, and many of them predict future events, and et cetera, and she sounded like she takes it very seriously, which I'm sure she does. So there's that. You can go watch that video. And then we have this hit piece by the Daily Beast. Now check this out. This literally just came out like an hour ago. And it says, Trump employs QAnon believer as pastry chef at Mar-a-Lago. And as you can see here, they continue to write, pastry chef Elizabeth Alfieri bakes cakes and posts about her belief in a conspiracy theory that Democrats are pedophiles. So, of course, Daily Beast, they don't summarize Q properly the right way, and they're not going to. But what they're doing is taking the angle of trying to attack Donald Trump, the administration, call it all a conspiracy, et cetera, by using this pastry chef and her Instagram. So somehow they went and found her Instagram and connected her with the Trump administration because she works at Mar-a-Lago. And on her Instagram, she's been posting about the delectable desserts and cakes she's been making, and she's been putting artwork of Q on them. Hashtag where we go and we go all, hashtag Q, hashtag QAnon, things like that. And you can see her Instagram. It isn't massively popular, 25 likes on this photograph there, but of course the mainstream media, they're going to try any angle they can to try to attack and discredit, especially if it has to do with a conspiracy theory. Very convenient for them because they can try to discredit the conspiracy theory and attack the Trump administration at the very same time. So they're trying to do it with QAnon using the Mar-a-Lago baker, Elizabeth Alfieri. And this also reminds me of a recent story going around about Darla Shine. Darla Shine is the wife of a man who works for the president. And on Twitter, she's recently been talking about childhood diseases, how benign they are, and how ridiculous a lot of this vaccine hysteria is, et cetera. You can see here all the mainstream media attacks that she's been getting over the past week. Washington Post 3 days ago, Washington Post again, Daily Beast, CNN, USA Today, all your standard propaganda outlets trying to discredit vaccine truth, discredit the, quote, conspiracy theories, and also attack Darla just because her husband works for the president. It's all political. So they're using, they're trying to kill multiple birds with one stone with their agenda of discrediting conspiracies and trying to throw shade at Trump and the administration. So anyway, you can go read that Daily Beast article down below. If you want to give them a click, go right ahead. And let's get into Q's drop. So we're going to begin with post 2847 from yesterday. And this post, Q is linking us a sciencenews.org article. And let's click on it and read. It says, why kids may be at risk from vinyl floors and fire-resistant couches. Chemicals called semi-volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, have been linked to health problems there. So this being reported in mainstream scientific media outlets, Q saying, you have more than you know, 5-5. So before, almost a year ago, Q mentioning baby on floor, hands and mouth, the start. Q saying, essentially reiterating that post, finally learn our comms chemicals. I like when Q touches on the health aspect. I like when Q goes at big pharma, such as that baby on floor hands and mouth drop from quite a while ago, when Q was talking about vaccines, when Q was talking about all these chemicals that are purposefully put into our environment by deep state industrialists. It's to make us sick because, of course, our minds aren't going to work if our bodies are sick. We're not going to see the mental programming if our bodies are sick. And not just that, but we go back for more and more big pharma medication that, the pharmaceutical industry brings in over $1 trillion worldwide per year. That's a lot of money for the deep state. And the markup on that stuff, just like what happens in the defense industry, same thing that happens in the pharmaceutical industry. You get a, $5 saline bag that a corporation might charge $800 for. It's quite the markup, quite the margin. Same thing happens in the defense industry. Hammers that cost $15,000. Nah, where does the rest of that money go? So I like when Q goes at Big Pharma and reiterates the ideas of health to people. It's very good. Post 2848, Q linking us an article from the Miami Herald. Let's take a look at that. Says federal prosecutors broke the law in Jeffrey Epstein's case. A judge finally ruled. Q saying equal justice under the law or a rigged system. Being a Clinton donor really pays off. Jeffrey Epstein being a Clinton donor, wow, how easy. These federal prosecutors under former Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, we're not done with that name, broke the law when they concealed a plea agreement from more than 30 underage victims who had been sexually abused by Jeffrey Epstein, the judge ruled. So, Clinton donor really pays off, right? You can get quite an easy sentence. Jeffrey Epstein hardly serving any time behind bars. I don't even know if he did. He might have just been on house arrest. But not a rigged system anymore. We got people behind the scenes working to undo all that. Post 2849, hate hoax by Smollett was a false flag FF designed to pass an anti-lynching law. That was the real reason behind it, the deepest reason. Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, they were able to get their anti-lynching law progressed because, heck, we all know the deep state is facing some public prosecutions very soon, right? And what's the law for, or what's the punishment for treason? Hanging, lynching, etc. So that's why it was designed to pass that law, although Jussie Smollett is now just saying he did it for the money. And I even see a lot of blue check marks on Twitter trying to run with that angle, those who claim to be MAGA and woke and alternative media. They're running with that narrative that Jussie Smollett just did it for the money and that's it, because they don't want you to go up the chain. They don't want you to connect the dots between those who hired Jussie Smollett. Okay, so it wasn't just for the money. It was much more than that. Although Jussie Smollett gets wall-to-wall fake news coverage, real hate, real violence, and fascism carried out by members of Antifa, the anti-fascists, get zero coverage. Reconcile that. Wow, why do the anti-fascists, quote anti-fascists, projection of course, turn that 180 degrees, they're actually fascists, they get zero coverage? Doesn't help their agenda. That's exactly why. 1 equals 1, not in the mainstream media case. 1 only equals 1 when it, of course, again, helps their agenda. When will the FBI conclude their investigation into Antifa? What happens if the phone records of Smollett leak? Interesting. We know what really happens there. Who did he talk to multiple times prior to turning himself in? Was it Kamala Harris? Cory Booker? One of those people? I wonder. Political forces at work, enemy of the people, the media is. Next drop, Q links us a Fox News article about Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett's alleged hate crime hoax sheds light on similar phony accusations. It's good that the hoax is getting exposed there. Notice a trend by liberals plus Ds. Fake, fake, fake. They will stop at nothing to regain power. Wake up, America. That trend is the hoaxings, is the essentially false flags. They create the problem So they can, problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, get the reaction that they're trying to get so they can bring their solution out into the public domain. This solution here was that anti-lynching law. So it's all fake, it's all fabricated, it's all a hoax, oftentimes when it comes to what the deep state tries to do. 2851. Q wants more memes, and more memes. Why are memes so important? The reason memes are so important is because they go around the algorithms. So we've been seeing news articles about Facebook trying to make some sort of artificial intelligence algorithm that can pick up memes. And it's because they're having a difficult time. People are learning so much from memes. It's the way they can spread virally, go around the algorithms. And it's something about having text on top of a photograph that hits home for a lot of people as well. Helps people learn much more so with that. When they actually have a symbol with the wording, it embeds into their consciousness more, I find. And they, oftentimes memes are funny. When people can laugh, they learn better as well. So many ways, many reasons memes are great. Next drop, 2852. I'm trying to move quick here. Twitter. Q links a tweet. And it shows us the hypocritical nature of the Democrats. What the media wants you to believe is happening, this meme says. Republicans, Democrat, the media wants you to believe that MAGA's racist. What's really happening is that it's the other way around, actually. Q says, truth, facts matter. Next tweet, same idea. Patriots have no skin color. In this meme, we have black people with Trump signs. Wow. Who would have thunk that actually is possible? And it happens more often than some people think. Q says, we stand together, united, not divided. Hashtag where we go one, we go all. And now in this next drop, 2854, California is unsustainable. Q linking us a Forbes article. This one from about a year ago. It says the top 4 reasons California is unsustainable. We all know California is very unsustainable. Q giving us their 2 cents here. They know what's best for our country. Pelosi, California representative since 87. Maxine Waters since 91. Adam Schiff since 2001. Feinstein since 92. Harris. Ted Lieu. Ted Lieu is very anti-Trump. Lead by example. California estimated $2 trillion in debt. Homelessness on the rise. Highest taxes in the country. Undocumented immigration. Uncontrollable state government spending. If you can't fix your own home state, what makes you think you can fix the country? I think all these politicians from California should just shut up. Next drop, 2855. Q gives us a Reuters article. North Carolina orders new U.S. House election after tainted vote. Q then says, welcome to the Democratic Party. They'll stop at nothing to regain power. They'll hoax these fake hate crimes over here. They'll rig elections, taint votes. They'll stop at nothing to regain power because that hammer is dropping soon. Time to adopt a voter ID law? How many countries around the world have a voter ID law? America doesn't. You need a voter ID or you need an identification to have how many privileges in this country? Drive, do this, build this, have this, buy this. Not to vote, though. Wonder why. Next drop, long one here, 2856. So the new narrative. What happened to the Mueller hype? What happened to the Mueller will take down POTUS threats? Let's take a look at these tweets Q gives us. Conspiracy theorist Adam Schiff is looking for something new, anticipating a Mueller letdown, writes this journalist for the Wall Street Journal, Kimberly Strassel there. Next tweet is from the New York Times. A concise Mueller report would mark the end of the beginning, not the beginning of the end, argues this person for the New York Times opinion piece here. Not the beginning of the end. And then this tweet from Rob Reiner, his disgusting ass. From what I understand about the complexities, opaqueness, and the length of counterintelligence investigations, which quite frankly is probably not much, I'd be surprised if Mueller was able to uncover the breadth of this conspiracy. More digging will have to be done. So because they know Mueller's investigation is about to end, let's just conveniently brush that under the rug and start looking for something else, right? Was Mueller the insurance policy, a.k.a. blockade, designed to restrict POTUS's ability to enforce the law. New talking points being pushed, backing away from Mueller as the savior because of this excuse, this excuse, this excuse. Why are new investigations by Adam Schiff being started? If he stayed for almost 2 years, evidence exists that ties POTUS to Russia. What evidence? What evidence? If they have evidence, you think it would leak by now, right? And first they push for a special counsel, SC. Now they claim the special counsel didn't look deep enough. If the special counsel report is classified, how do they know when, where, how, who, and how deep each case? Why are they saying these things, these opinion pieces, these tweets, if they actually have no idea if the report's classified? What? Rob Reiner there. From what I understand about the complexities and opaqueness, you don't understand anything. It's a classified report, right? Funny. Next drop, Q thanking us, thanking everybody, people on 8chan, board owner, bakers, Anons, Patriots, one and all. Pepe is proud and has never been more popular. Pepe the Green Frog. Love it. Post 2858. This is about the Antifa member, that video going viral showing the Antifa guy punching the guy that was wearing the MAGA hat, the conservative. Conservative attacked on UC Berkeley campus. Attacker equals member of local Antifa chapter. Joined about a year ago. Facial scans do not hit directly. 2 jumps downstream required. Q hinting at how to find this guy, essentially, for committing that actual hate crime that the media is not reporting about. Was 2859. Q gives us a tweet. This tweet is from India. QAnon in India. An Indian patriot there wearing a Q shirt at a literature festival. Q says, our reach is a direct threat to their control. Would the largest news corporations, companies in the world attack us daily if we weren't a threat to their narrative and control? You attack those who threaten you the most. Get the most flack when you're over the target. If Q is a hoax, if Q is fake, if Q is just a conspiracy, this would not be happening. 2860. The deal of a lifetime. This has to do with Loretta Lynch's tarmac deal with Bill Clinton. Tarmac meeting was not planned according to Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton, but security reports indicate the Secret Service security detail of Bill Clinton and the FBI security detail of Loretta Lynch planned for a meeting? Wow. So it was planned. SC, Loretta Lynch deal presented by Bill Clinton. SC in this context means Supreme Court, not special counsel. So the Supreme Court deal that Loretta Lynch was given by Bill Clinton, presented on the tarmac there. What actions did James Comey, JC, take days after? He got up on a podium and he said, we're not going to investigate Hillary Clinton's emails anymore. I don't think it's necessary. Wow. You know what the deal was there? We're going to figure it out in a little bit, going through the memes that Q's given us. But essentially, Bill Clinton said, hey, Loretta Lynch, if you drop that investigation, you can get Ruth Bader Ginsburg's Supreme Court spot in a couple of years. That didn't happen. Less than a week after the tarmac meeting, JC announced that the FBI would not recommend an indictment. Returning to the news. Interesting. Wonder why. Q then says, emphasizes that drop and says, just another coincidence we dropped. Loretta Lynch was offered a Supreme Court seat on February 6th and backed up by POTUS on April 15th. Just another Q proof. And here we have right here, February 6th, 2018, Q talking about that tarmac meeting, and then April 15th, POTUS tweets about it. Would POTUS be tweeting anything that wasn't backed up by facts or that he could be put on blast for? He wouldn't be. Everything's planned. Everything's calculated. Here's those memes. Boom. Q linking tweets of folks who made them. Tarmac meeting. There you go there. Good stuff. Vox Dog. And then another one here. Boom. Good meme about that whole tarmac meeting. Bill Clinton. Hey, Loretta, if you can get my wife off the hook for that email thing, there's a Supreme Court seat in it for you. And there you go. Days later, Comey says, no, we won't indict. We won't prosecute. Dead on, Q says. Now moving through these, 2863. Q emphasizes this post by an Anon The Anon says, why hasn't this been noted yet? Trump just tweeted the same link Q started with in post 2856, which was a couple days ago, regarding new narrative. Q proof. Got popcorn, Q says. And you can take a look at that tweet. Let's go look at it really quick here. And then you can see how many people are talking about Q down below that tweet. So the fact that Trump waited about, 36 hours to retweet this, it essentially was waiting for the comment section to get filled with Q comments, Q people, and then Q retweeted it, getting eyes onto all those comments that already had Q-related information below it. Good stuff. Q saying here, there sure are a lot of Q comments on that tweet POTUS just referred to. Happy Friday. Good stuff. Now, next drop, 2865. This meme, the wall the media is building in America, going through America, not between America and Mexico. And this is a good iteration of this meme because I've seen this meme being shared around and a lot of people saying this is the wall that Trump is building in America, when it's not really the case. Trump's not building the wall, that's the media doing that. So this is a more proper, more truthful version of it. And then Q saying memes, and more memes. Truth always wins. Moving up, 2866. Q giving us an infographic of that Q proof from the first week in December, the Air Force One proof, where the call sign for Air Force One was Q0. And what is the zero on a mobile phone? It's plus. So essentially the call sign for Air Force One was literally Q plus, which we've learned by now, we've deduced by now that Q plus is POTUS, and Q is the Q team around POTUS. So whenever we get a Q plus drop on the boards, that is the president essentially dropping in from time to time. But Q plus is POTUS aboard Air Force One. Q then says, impossible to defend. These proofs are mathematically impossible to be just a coincidence. Vietnam trip coming. Enjoy the show. So Vietnam trip coming very soon with POTUS. And I'm interested to see what the call sign might be for Air Force One during that trip. Are we going to get another Q call sign? Another proof somewhere in there? And then 2867, next drop, Q links a YouTube video. And this YouTube video is from last summer. And this was the motorcade honk. One of my favorite Q proofs here. And as the motorcade, presidential motorcade drives by, we get a honk. And then you can see the woman's sign right here. Honk for Q. This is one of the most blatant ones, which is why it's one of my favorite ones. Are we having fun yet? The best is yet to come. As Q mentioned yesterday, that Q's coming. Said Anons be ready, that Q is coming. Wonder who's going to ask it. Wonder if Sarah Carter's going to ask it. I would be honored to ask the president the Q. We just have to ask, don't we, Q? Come on, guys. 2868, Bernie Sanders. Q linking us a tweet here. Uncovered video, Bernie Sanders in 85 praising the communist Castro regime in Cuba. Whew! That didn't age well for him. What was that? 34 years ago now? Q says, it's amazing what a person finds when they simply research. Praising Castro? Will the next wave of Democratic 2020 candidates begin to push the everything will be free, reparations for all black Americans, more government control will save us, etc. broken record lines in order to buy and con voters? More talk, more claims with no facts, no plan, no details? Huh. What happened to Bernie's wife's fraud case? It pays to play. I was never into Bernie. I'm grateful for that one. I never felt the burn. I was like, this guy is just wrong about climate change. He was wrong about vaccination. There was a lot of issues he was wrong with that I just did not. He didn't buy me. He never conned me, which is good. 2869 here. This gets into the news breaking today about Patriots owner Robert Kraft being arrested for 2 counts of soliciting prostitution in Florida. The Anon says you can bet Q knew Kraft was on surveillance video just when Kraft got all liberal in the fake news. Ket Q. Q says Super Bowl winners, puppy, sex in the Urban Dictionary. So we're going to go down to that drop where Q actually references, this was 2 days ago, references the Super Bowl right here. Drop 28:43, 36 hours ago. 36 hours, 2 days ago. But you knew that already. Insurance scheme, the fun begins directly after. We'll make the Super Bowl look like a puppy show. Back to today's news. Let's see here. The owner of the Super Bowl winning team got arrested for soliciting prostitution. Q right here is saying sex, Urban Dictionary. The Urban Dictionary definition for like a sex bitch basically is puppy. Sex puppy in there. Huh. What a proof. Told us 2 days ago. When I saw that too, it took me about 5 to 10 minutes for that to click. When I saw the Robert Kraft news this morning, I was like, oh my gosh, Super Bowl. Super Bowl! Anons no. Next drop, 2870. Q knew about the Robert Kraft story 2 days before the MSM. Q linking us the Urban Dictionary. Ah, here it is. Link for sex puppy. Gross. Gross. Next drop, 2871. Q, DeGenova says sedition, not treason. Is that delineation accurate on those who were involved to frame Trump and the American people? Q says sedition, treason, crimes against humanity. Semantics. Punishments coming regardless for all these people. Oh, and a couple more things about the Robert Kraft case. So only, I believe, 25 out of 175 names have been released to the public. Robert Kraft is one of them. There was also a pretty big Wall Street guy that's supposedly involved in that prostitution ring as well. And I've also seen news saying that we haven't seen even the most famous name in that list yet. So we could be learning more from all this very soon. Robert Kraft and all them, they proclaimed innocence, but we'll see. You know, there's supposedly a video of him, and with Q letting us know about the Super Bowls and puppies, I would imagine there's much more on that. Drop 2872. The Anon gives us a screen cap from the OIG report that dropped in June of 2018 that mentioned crime against children in regards to the Clinton Foundation. The Anon emphasizes and children with a link to that OIG report. Q then says, Hillary Clinton and Foundation crime against children. Just basically letting you know, letting us know. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. That's coming out very soon. And that was on page 294. If you need a refresher. Page 294 of that OIG report. Crime against children. So, back to Q, 2873. Q gives us a tweet. And the fake news narrative. We are one, we are united. Look at all those black people with MAGA hats on. It's not racist. It is not racist at all. Nor is the Trump family racist. You know, they try to get him with that as much as they can. The mainstream media does. Fake news only divides. Divided you are weak. Together you are strong. Good old Q cheerleading there. 2874. Another tweet. White House looking into Labor Secretary Acosta's role in secret plea deal for sex abuse. So, this is intriguing. This gets into the idea of, well, Alex Acosta was involved in Jeffrey Epstein's issue many years ago, right? So a lot of people are having a difficult time reconciling that. Why is this guy in the Trump administration if he's a swamp guy? Well, sometimes you need your enemies close and your, well, friends close, enemies closer, right? How do you fill your admin if majority of those in politics are corrupt, draining the swamp? Sometimes it's just difficult. You have to fill your admin with a swamp member now and again, but that doesn't mean he's going to be there forever, and that doesn't mean whatever swamp members in the administration is going to have all the oversight or be kept in the loop with the important stuff, right? So sometimes it's give and take. 2875. Q links us a tweet from the DC Examiner here. Washington Examiner, breaking: Trump administration moves to cut off some Planned Parenthood funding. Good news there. One step closer, Q says. And then getting into the last few drops here. 2876, Q giving us a tweet from Hillary Clinton. Let's take a look at that first. Hillary Clinton, just 2 days ago, tweeted this: Politico reports a wide-ranging disinformation campaign aimed at Democratic 2020 candidates is already underway on social media, with signs that foreign state actors are driving at least some of the activity. Of course, they're trying to blame it on the Russians. It's all supposed and alleged on their part. Never manifest. They never bring evidence for that. Q says, for those who think this war is fake or we are not considered a major threat, this is a direct attack by Hillary Clinton on Q and pro-POTUS patriots. The article referenced has an embedded link that literally targets pro-POTUS Q Twitter accounts that have been identified by Clinton and the deep state as serious threats. They have ability to shift the narrative way too much than Clinton and the deep states want. Twitter has already begun to remove targeted accounts in stages under false pretenses. The war is real. The threat is real. Clinton panic, Clinton fear. Judgment Day is coming. And then Q gives us the link to the list of Twitter accounts in the embedded article up here. Let's take a look at it. So these are the 200 or so accounts that was linked in that Politico article that Hillary tweeted. Okay? And these are the Twitter accounts that were essentially looked at by the Clinton cabal, the Clinton cartel, as being too impactful. They were too impactful, so they're working on suspending many of them. You see, you can click on some of them. They're suspended. Some of these don't even exist anymore. You know, we can randomly go through. Some do exist, and then you can see that they have quite a following. You know, this account has 35,000 following it. Some other accounts here, 26,000. So they've, you know, these are the ones they've identified as being too impactful. And here's one, you know, the one I just clicked on has to do with Q there. Quite a few of these have to do with Q. A few of them I recognize as well. We got In the Matrix. Good work, brother. You ended up on their list, man. I'm bummed. I'm not on this list. I didn't see myself in there. Got a few other people. Another Q account. Is this MAGA Pill? This might be MAGA Pill. No, but person with 20,000 followers. I did notice T-Pain in here. Where are we at? There's T-Pain. Thomas Paine Moore. True Pundit. So these are all the accounts that they're, you know, be careful. If you're on this list, In the Matrix, T-Pain, any of you on here, you be careful. They're looking to censor you. And then Patriots Stand Together. There's a little Q in there. So there's that. Link embedded in article, Crooked Hillary. And then the last drop that we have here, 2879. An Anon posts this screen cap of a news piece breaking today. The internet infrastructure is under attack. The agency that oversees the online address book warns. Evil trying to prevent truth from spreading, the Anon says. Q then gives us a link, says Tools of Prevention Online, with a link here to a bunch of techie stuff that I don't necessarily understand. So if you, it's not my forte, but if it is your forte, there you go. Tools of prevention that Q linked that could assist you. I'm going to refresh this once more. Any new drops? No, that's it. So there we go, guys. Thank you all for hanging out. How's the chat doing? I miss the chat when I do these. So I'm so focused on the drops over here that I don't look at the screen over there. But let's see what I got. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, mods. Thanks, mods, for keeping up the chat. And I see some topics being brought up that I'm going to be addressing in a video that'll be coming out later tonight or tomorrow. 5G, I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about a few other things as well. So there we go, guys. Appreciate you joining me live. Appreciate you guys that sent any super chats my way. Sorry I didn't get your questions, but like I said, I'm pretty focused when I do these Q brief videos. When I drop by for the just shoot the shit Q&A live streams that I do from my phone, I'll take many more questions during those. So thank you guys for watching. Be back maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. We'll see how much Q posts. We'll see what drops. But I'll be back soon with another Q brief. Take care.